Today, we talked to a seller who began as a newbie on Amazon, asking questions in the Helium 10 Facebook group way back in 2019, to now being on pace to do $3 million of sales this year. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And we are going to the other side of the world, as we often do for a seller first time on the podcast, but she has been in our community for a long time. Amina, how's it going?
It's going very good, right? Recently, I was able to relocate to Ireland.
Ireland, all right. So definitely on the other side of the world.
Yes, and the weather is not as bad as I expected, to be honest. It's pretty
What did you
nice.
expect? Too hot or
Lots
too
of
cold or
rain,
what?
lots of rain.
Oh, lots of rain. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. All right. Well, before we get into how your journey to Ireland, it's interesting to note how I knew about her. Like probably there's a handful of people that those of you who are in our Helium 10 members Facebook group and some of our other Facebook groups like have been around forever, and those of you who know them have been you got like Jake Paulson out there who's been posting for years in our groups, and a handful of others. But Amina was one of the first ones, and I actually just now, right before we got on this call, looked at when her first post in the Facebook group was, and it was October of 2019. We are now in 2025. This is 6 years ago. Let me see if I can pull it up here. All right. So here she is, October 24th, 2019. I didn't even reply to this post, but I've replied to others. I've interacted with her a lot in the Facebook group. I know. She says, "Hey, I'm new in this group. Nice to meet you all. I've been selling on Amazon for 6 months, Helium 10 user, and I noticed some crazy." What she noticed was the Amazon search shuffle that was very prevalent back in the day. And she was talking about, her ranks and everything. But again, this is how I knew about Amina. She has been. I wonder if there's a way I can actually see how many posts you have done in our like. I'm gonna look in their admin section here. Is there a way? No, it doesn't say. Like, I think you broke it. Like how many comments you have made, but it's been many. And I think this is important because I've been telling people so long, go to conferences, join groups, whether it's Reddit, Facebook group, because you can get a lot of benefit by immersing yourself in the community and asking others. And I think you are probably one of the best examples of that because I've seen you consistently post. So let's go back before 2019 though. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Russia, St. Petersburg, a northern part of the country. Very cold.
That's a very cold place.
Yes, very
right?
cold.
Okay. So growing up there, did you live throughout like your high school and college or university years there, or did you move away at a certain time?
Yes, I lived there till 2022, and then I decided to relocate to Thailand first. Then I moved to Spain, and now I'm in Ireland. So I have changed 3 countries.
Oh, so you lived there most of your life though, in St. Petersburg.
Yes.
And that's when you started your Amazon business. You were there.
Yes.
Did you go to university there?
Yes.
What did you study?
I studied international relations in the State University of St. Petersburg. Yes, and
what were you trying? Like, what was the idea? Like, did you have some kind of career in mind for that?
Yes. I was full of dreams, as all young people are, and I wanted to work in the embassy. In the embassy of Russia, somewhere in the western part of the world, being responsible for the establishment of these international relations with other countries. But to be honest, I got disappointed with this idea. Later, when I went to the internship, and I worked there in the government of St. Petersburg, and I understood that this is extremely boring and the salaries were miserable, And then I understood that, no, I should definitely try something else. So that's how I went to a trading company, and I worked there as a customer support specialist. I spent there 4 years. Yes, as I were able to speak English and French, I worked there for about 4 years. And then I changed my position from customer support specialist to affiliate manager, but the idea was almost the same. I had to reply emails. And later on, I got bored again. this is
You
this
get
is
bored easily, I see here. Huh?
Yes, this is the worst feeling in the world for me. I absolutely hate when life gets boring. Maybe this is why I changed 3 countries of my life throughout the past 3 years, Yes, and I left my job and I decided that I want to move somewhere else. And
At this
unfortunately,
point, you hadn't started e-commerce at all
no,
yet?
no, I even didn't have a minor idea that I could run my own business
Mhm.
or something like that. I wanted to build a career and I desperately wanted to go to the United States. So I applied to different job positions, but unfortunately I didn't get any offer
Okay.
at all. I can understand why, because I didn't have any decent specialization at that time, and I have had nothing to offer to businesses in the United States, and they
Sure.
just didn't want to do this paperwork for me. So yes, I was left like in a limbo. I didn't know what should I do next. I was running out of my savings, and this is how it was, just like a miracle. I heard the story of a Ukrainian guy who started business on Amazon. And it sounded so simple at that time. You had just order products from China, put your own label, send it to America, and then you can choose the private jet you want to
So
fly
this is
on.
probably like around 2018, 2019. Then you heard about this,
Yes, yes,
and you're like,
yes.
private jet. I could do that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It all sounded so simple at the time, and I was kind of naive. But I decided to try this opportunity, and this is how I shared this story with my boyfriend. And he supported this idea, and he told me that that was great. We should definitely try it. And we started like business partners at that time. And yes, he was the one who chose the whole niche, the first product, and later he registered the company in here in
What
Ireland.
kind of product did you make for your first one?
Well, I have to admit that it was a bad product. It was,
That's what we like to hear. We like to hear the good stories and the bad stories. No problem.
yes, my story is full of up and downs. The first product was the silicone case for AirPods.
Okay.
And it even sounds bad,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Well, hey, when you're new, like 2018, 2019, maybe I could understand how that. And so, how much did you invest when you first started with that
um,
one?
it costed really cheap, maybe a few, like 20 cents per case. I don't remember. Maybe the first order was costed us $500, and for the whole product we invested a few $1,000s, as we had to spend quite a lot on advertising
Hmm.
on Amazon, and I had to do it all on my own. We didn't have any money to hire, a
Yeah.
specialist or an
Yeah.
agency, and I understood that I have to deal with it and I have to make it work.
And
So
this was
this
Amazon USA. You launched
Yes,
it in.
yes, because
Okay.
starting in Europe is a different story. Yes, it's so
Sure.
much harder. And this is how I went directly to YouTube. I started Googling different videos about how to sell on Amazon. I have never done anything similar to PPC before that.
Hmm.
So, and this is how I came across you, really, your videos, Helium 10, and I decided to open my account on Helium 10, and I have been your client for the past 6 years, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I knew
Yes.
I liked you for a reason. Very
And
smart person. Very good. Very good.
yes, yes. And I took your amazing PPC course. It helped me a lot because I was the person who didn't understand a single thing about, what should I do here? What should I click here? How do I make it work? And your course was great for me. And I also watched your case study with coffin shelves. It was
Oh
also
yes.
very useful.
And then so now that you had Helium 10 instead of just
Mhm,
like picking a random product,
mhm.
like how did that change how you chose your next product?
Well, it changed my PPC approach
Okay.
because now I had the tool that helped. At that time, there was no anything like brand analytics on Amazon account,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I had no idea what the search terms are there on Amazon right now. So this tool helped me a lot. The magnets, Cerebro are my favorite ones for sure, and I was using them to launch my ad campaigns because my niche, as you can see, is very saturated, was very difficult, and I had to go with the long keywords, the long
So
term.
you
Yeah.
stayed in that kind of like phone accessories kind of
Yes,
niche and things. You didn't get completely, because a lot of people are like, oh man, this is way too competitive. So
yes.
how were you able to compete at in such a competitive niche all these years then?
Yes, it was not easy, but we decided that we are going to position our product as a premium solution for our customers. So
Mhm.
our product costs higher than the products of our competitors, but it is designed for those who, for example, previously bought the cheaper solutions and were not happy with them, because
Yeah.
our product is really better. We worked hard to find the product of a premium quality, and for us it's impossible to sell at the price of our main competitors. We cannot go with the price like $10, $12, because we produce it for quite high price.
Is it in China where you're producing the
Yes,
products?
it's in
Okay.
China. Yes, and we have designed, the best user guide for our customers. We have designed the best package. We worked hard to provide all these materials so that our customers would have the best experience with our product. And yes, as long as we had a higher price, we could afford to spend more on PPC. And this is
Mhm.
how it is profitable for us. And we use lots of sponsor brand. We produce lots of videos, custom images, and we are focused on these type of ads at the moment. So yes, this is how it works for us now.
Okay. Now, fast forward. We're going to fill in the gaps a little bit
Mhm.
too, but fast forward. What was which year was your best year of sales? Like, is it going to be this year? Like, are you on pace? Was it last year? Was it during COVID? What year was your best?
This is our definitely our best year.
And so, what are you on pace? If things keep going as they do, what do you think you will end this year with your gross sales?
I hope that we are going to reach 3 million euro of our revenue this year.
Wow. That's
Yes.
excellent. And all starting from a failed product launch that you invested $500 of
Yes.
silicone AirPod holders cases, and now in a very competitive niche, scaling to this. That's pretty
Mhm.
impressive. So, what are some obviously you said your first product was a fail. What are some other big failures of the last 6 years?
Oh, yes, I had lots of failures. I have to admit that. Once my account got suspended, my listings got suspended, my payouts got suspended in Q4. In Q4, it happened a year ago.
What were some of the
And
reasons of account and listing suspension? What happened?
um, design patent infringement.
Ah, uh-huh.
I didn't do it on purpose, but this happened to me. Yes, unfortunately, I violated the trademark. There was a trademark misuse or something like that, and I had to write these emails to Amazon. Please unblock me. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do this again. And I was lucky; my account got reinstated.
Wow, okay, so that was some scary.
Thinking about selling on TikTok Shop? Or maybe you are already in it and you're ready to scale. Unlock all of Helium 10's brand new TikTok Shop tools with our Diamond Plan. Everything from bulk Amazon to TikTok listing conversions to instant Amazon MCF fulfillment. Best of all, you use the code TT10 to get 10% off Diamond for 6 months, even if you've used a coupon before. So go ahead and upgrade and let Helium 10 do all the heavy lifting for you, so you can focus on what really matters. For more info on our new TikTok Shop offerings, visit h10.me/TikTok. I'll see you there.
Times. What are some of the things that like I talked about at the beginning of the episode, how it's important to be in the network and get help
Mhm.
from other people. Okay, anything stick out in the past, like where you were able to get help from the Facebook group or community of Amazon sellers that really saved you, or that really helped you out when you couldn't figure something out?
Yes, absolutely. Whenever I have any trouble, I go instantly to these Facebook groups, and I get lots of help from people there, because I have lots of friends thanks to these groups like Helium 10, for example. For example, it's always a tricky part when you need some help from Amazon support. You can barely get it from them. So and people gave me different types of advice how I can reach them. For example, they gave me an email of a verification team, and I wrote my case directly to this email, and my case got solved after that.
Okay, so is it just you two, or do you have employees, VAs?
No, there's me, my husband, and I also have a PPC specialist.
Okay, and so this is maybe I just missed it. So you and your husband, this is all you do right now. Like this is 100. You guys are 100% Amazon.
Yes.
And how much time between you two do you spend on the business? You know, like I assume maybe it's not like a 50-hour a week for both of you, but like, are you how much time does it take to invest in this?
Maybe about 4-5 hours per day. I
Okay.
spend on PPC and everything related to the product launch, the product designs, to managing the whole business. The times when I spent 8-10 hours, they are in the past. Luckily,
Yeah.
I don't have to spend as much time.
And your
now.
husband, is he still actively working on things, or he's still mainly the investing and product design, stuff like that?
He is working, but he's not related to any marketing. He, for example, helps us to find new people. We are now actively searching for a new PPC specialist, for example. So he launches these ads on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And yes,
you know what? I should train you guys.
Okay. Yes, please.
With Helium 10 ads, so that you don't need to hire somebody. I think you should give that a try before. If you're in the state right now where you had somebody doing it, now you're trying to find somebody else, or you have nobody, maybe there's a way that you guys can do it. I mean, that's the whole point of Helium 10 ads. Now, of course, later you want to scale, or hey, I need to take some time off.
Okay.
But like me, I don't sell as much as you right now. Obviously, this is not my full-time job, but still, like I have over 200 way more than 200 campaigns out. Like I manage like 3 different accounts. It's not quite $1 million, but like it takes me maybe 15 minutes a week to do my advertising. So for you guys, it could maybe take an hour or 2 hours a week if you know how to use Helium 10 ads. So after this, let's talk about it, and let's see if we can save you guys from having to hire somebody out there.
Okay, that would be interesting.
What's kind of being in a very competitive niche, you did say you have a higher price point. What kind of profit margins are you looking at usually this year, last year, etc.?
30%.
So even in the state of Amazon now, with all the new fees, and advertising more expensive, and you're in a very competitive niche, after everything's done, you are still able to have about 30% profit?
Yes, especially in Europe. No, I wouldn't say that in the United States is the same. Maybe it's around.
Oh, so now 10. You are selling. You launched in US, but now you're also selling in Europe marketplaces.
Yes. We started about 5 years ago, and this is the reason why we opened business in Ireland, because we wanted to have an account on Amazon Europe. It was not as easy as with the United States. And now, we actively selling products in almost every single country here, and we have recently registered a VAT number in Sweden too. So yes, we are trying to.
Ireland has an Amazon now. Did you start there yet?
I am planning to start, but unfortunately, we don't have ads account there yet. And I just wait when they will launch it, and then I'm going for sure hope on this opportunity.
Any other marketplaces other than Amazon? Like Walmart, TikTok Shop, etc. Website?
We are fully focused on Amazon, but this is what we want to work on during the nearest time. We are planning to launch a new brand, and we would like to take out the profit as much as possible this year and to reinvest it to our new brand. And with this one, I hope that we are going to finally have our own website. We will explore other opportunities like TikTok Shop, for example. But for now, no, only Amazon.
Okay. Being in I used to be in the cell phone, like I used to do cell phone cases and accessories. It's a little bit different than other markets. Like you asked about the coffin shelf. I'm selling the same coffin shelf as 2020 or whenever we started. But when you're in the cell phone case, obviously, hey, it's the iPhone 14, and then next year it's the iPhone 15, and then it's the iPhone 16. So how do you manage that kind of thing where products don't have that long of a life? Like are you adding variations
Mhm.
and then putting it in the old parent, so you keep all the reviews, or just every 2 years if it's for a different cell phone or a different accessory, like you're starting from scratch, like a brand new listing? What's your strategy there?
Yes, we start a new listing for sure because all other approaches are a gray area. Really, you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to try this one. And yes, we start new listing, and to be sure, some of the very old ASINs still performing pretty well right now. For example, iPhone XR. I don't know when it was
Hmm.
introduced, maybe in 2017 or 2016, but we still have a decent amount of sales for these products for a mobile phone like this. But yes, once Apple introduces a new iPhone, we are always there to start new listings, to bring new products, and to launch sales.
Since you just said you're launching new ASINs, so it's not like you're just, putting new variations on
Mhm.
existing listings. What is your launch strategy like? Like, do you have an offline community as well that you've built up that you're telling people, hey, we've got a new product, or you are just doing fresh launch 100% only on Amazon, like just with PPC, or how do you launch nowadays?
Yes, yes, we do absolutely fresh launch. So I always try to push more on sponsored brand because I like how much placement they take nowadays in the search result. These videos, they are everywhere nowadays. So we make the shooting of a new product and we put it almost everywhere on Amazon, and it helps us to drive traffic for a lower cost than sponsored product.
Interesting. Okay, so you focus on
Yes,
sponsored brand headline and sponsored brand video, or only sponsored
yes,
brand video?
both of them.
Interesting. Okay. What's your strategy as far as how you're doing your creatives? How do you do the videos? Is it AI? Is it
Mhm.
you're hiring photographers to do video shoots, and then the custom creative for the sponsored brand
Yes.
headline ads? How are you guys doing those?
I was absolutely lucky to find very talented team of designers 2 years ago, and since that time they have been creating lots of materials. We're using 3D design for all that we are using on Amazon, and this is why our listing looks like slightly better than the listings of our competitors because all our images have really high resolution and they are highly detailed. And we also produce 3D videos for our products, and it helps to drive really lots of traffic.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
What are some other unique things you are doing? Like sponsored brand that will help get visibility and
Mhm.
traction. Um, but maybe not 100% is getting you to page one on organic.
Mhm.
So like, how are you getting to page one for your main keywords? How are you
Mhm.
scaling these products after launch? Because again, like not
Mhm.
anybody can just go into a
Mhm.
competitive market like cell phone
Mhm.
accessories and have success. So you obviously must be doing something a little bit unique or different. So can you share some of that?
Yes, for sure. The main goal of almost every Amazon seller is to have a high conversion rate. So the way I do this, and this is probably my main secret, is that we translate all the listings, all the images to the local languages. So
Okay.
in Germany, you will see that all images are in German language. In France, in French. In Italy, in Italian, and so on. And this is really that was a game changer for us, and it helped us to really increase the conversion rate. And this is how the PPC, for example, I noted that now it costs less than it costed before.
Mhm. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, localizing is definitely
And
important.
I think that not many sellers are talking about that. And recently, for example, when I started selling in Sweden, we all believe that people in Sweden they speak English and English is enough.
Mhm.
But when I downloaded my first search term report from Amazon, I noticed that 90% of search terms were in Swedish language.
Mhm.
So this is how I believe it's extremely important to work with to localize your listings in all of the markets where you work, especially if you have plans for Europe. I noticed that not all of my competitors are doing this now.
Okay. So for some newer sellers, they might think, wait a minute, if we're using the same ASIN, it's just using the same images in all of the
No,
marketplaces. So how do you change the images in the unique marketplaces? What would you tell them?
You can do this in your account. It's a hidden feature. You go to upload images, and then you will see the link, country specific images. You click on it, and then you can upload different images by marketplaces.
Going back to your sponsored brand strategies, what is your basic strategy? Like when you launch a product, how do you set like what are you how many creatives are you doing? Like how many different videos are it? How are you choosing what to target? How do you decide what your budgets are? Because obviously, like you said, you're very profitable with this strategy.
Like my goal is to target as relevant as possible. So for example, if I'm selling a, let's say, case for iPhone 16 Pro Max, I only want to use search terms, the keywords containing 16 Pro Max. I don't want to target, any 14 Pro Max, 15 Pro Max. And this is how I avoid this waste of money. I don't need
So
to
like
waste money.
exact targets.
Yes.
And do you even negative match already, like some of those other ones,
for sure.
or it's not needed? Or you
Yes,
do
for
need to
sure.
negative match from day one?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. We need to negative. And when we do the broad targeting, we use this plus modifier. So to make it, to narrow the amount of search term that we can get.
What's that for the people who don't know? Explain how that works. We've had some
Yes.
people on the podcast talk about that, but not
Yeah,
lately.
this is essential for my niche because, for example, if I put iPhone 16 case, Amazon is going to substitute 16 with all other numbers. So I basically have to use 16 to make it fixed, so that Amazon will attract the search terms containing 16. They will not substitute it for 15, 14, 13, and I will work with these search terms only. So this is how it works in my niche.
So then explain how you do the modifier though. Like how you put the
plus in front of the number of phone model number. So plus 16 iPhone case, plus 15 iPhone case. I use the things like this, and they are extremely helpful for me. Yes, I
yes,
can
a lot of people have
avoid.
used that. That's good.
Yes.
That's good because I mean, with Amazon nowadays, you think exact is exact, and exact sometimes if it's not even exact.
No. Yeah, this is what we have noticed recently. For some reason, exact targeting is not exact anymore. And even when I go with iPhone 15 case, I see iPhone 14 case, iPhone 11 case with the exact targeting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's crazy. People don't realize what's happening. Are you using broad and phrase at all when you're doing sponsored brand, or you're just doing the exact with the modifiers?
I do broad with modifiers and I do exact with modifiers. Nowadays, I don't see any sense in using phrase targeting because the broad targeting drives the same amount of search terms and traffic to my product. So these are just the duplicates in my case.
Are you doing anything as far as like unique packaging or like, to have a nice unboxing experience, or just using generic packaging? What are you doing as far as that goes for branding?
Yes, for sure. We have worked hard to design a very attractive package. And I attended the conference about a year ago, and they were talking about how important the main image is. And the thing that we're using right now, we put the product together with a package, and on the package we try to write the main benefits of our products, and it has proven to work pretty well in our niche. And our recent product launch was pretty successful in the United States because of that.
Do you split test your main image before you launch? All right, so guys, like we've got that in Helium 10 audience. Also it's powered by PickFu, so that's something that I think so many people are sleeping on. Is don't just like, all right, I'm going all in on this main image. The main image is so important, like she said, for conversions. And if you can, like have 2 or 3 different variations that you test in Helium 10 audience before, it could have a huge effect on your conversion rate and your sales down the road.
Yes, absolutely. I love A/B testing on Amazon, and we test different things: the titles, bullet points, the main image. We even test the order of the images in the listing. So we try to improve our listing on a daily basis.
How many SKUs active now you have approximately?
About 60.
60, okay.
Yes, on each of the markets. And We have about 500 campaigns in each of the markets.
Okay, excellent. So, or in each of the markets.
Yes.
So then that's a lot, and then you're all in almost all of Europe. So that's a lot of and US. So that's a lot. Have you expanded at all to like Middle East or Asia at all, or Australia?
Our recent country, the new recent country was Sweden.
Okay.
And yes, that would be absolutely fantastic if you could add Magnet and Cerebro to Sweden as well, because you don't have it there yet. And it's a little bit tricky for me to work with these markets.
Yes. All right. We'll have that on our list. Well,
Yes.
Obviously, I think everybody's favorite tool is Cerebro.
Yes.
How are you using Magnet to kind of like round out your keyword research in addition to Cerebro? Like you mentioned that a couple times.
Yes. When you work with European markets, it's getting harder because obviously I don't speak all of these European languages. And for me, Magnet is a real help because we just add our main competitors and we are able to take out all the main keywords that they are ranking on. And we can then launch our campaigns using these keywords. And for example, when my PPC manager, she came to me and I told her that you're going to be responsible for Italy. She asked, how is it possible? I don't know Italian language. I told her, calm down. We have Helium 10. We are going to do that. You're going to speak Italian. That's going to be fine.
Did you see we have a translation now in Cerebro and Magnet where you all the keywords, you can now have a new column where you can say, all right, like if it's Italian, like, hey, put this in English or something. So make sure she knows how to about that one.
I saw something like that. Yes, recently.
Yeah. Any plans this year to come to like Amazon Accelerate or any other conferences?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe if any event occurs somewhere in
Try to come to Accelerate. That's like the biggest one of the year. It's put on by Amazon. If you have any Amazon issues at all, that you can't get fixed in like customer support, like they have representatives there that can get stuff fixed. So for you and anybody else listening, there's no like affiliate link. This is just a short link that we have. It's called h10.me/accelerate. I think that will take you guys to the page to register for it. But I highly recommend. It's the one place where you can meet 2,000-3,000 Amazon sellers in one space. We're going to have a Helium 10 Elite. I'm wearing my Helium 10 Elite shirt today. Helium 10 Elite workshop there right before. So Amina, you and your husband, I'm personally inviting you guys.
Sure.
Make sure to come to the Amazon Accelerate this year, and then we'll do like a podcast meetup or something. But I really think it's, especially for somebody like you who values networking and community and stuff, I think it'll be a great place for you guys to meet other sellers.
Thank you so much for the invitation. We will consider that. And you come to Ireland. Ireland is a new market for Amazon, so it might be interesting.
Yes, I did one meetup a couple years ago. I took my family to Ireland, and then I had a meetup in like right outside of the airport, like with some Irish sellers. And so yes, it's time for me to go back to Ireland. So I'll be seeing you there. All right, thanks, Amina. Let's bring you. Maybe your husband should come on the show together with you next time. So next year, let's see if you were able to break your sales record, like you said you're going to this year, and maybe talk about some other marketplaces like TikTok Shop or something that you expanded to.
Sure.
So we'll see you then.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was such a pleasure to have this conversation, and I hope we will meet in the future.
At Amazon Accelerate. Yes. And also next year on the podcast. All right. We'll see you later.
See you. Bye-bye.